Renee, almost everyone that we've interviewed for this oral history project has been older than you.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
And you show why you're
Right.
in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, well, thank you.
And
I want to say
to be
something. I'm not
iconic-
deserving to be in the Hall of Fame. So when I got that call or the letter, I was like, this has got to be a mistake. Seriously, Betty, because I am still trying to climb up on the feet of my elders, of the people who I've been able to learn from, like you, like Blaine Hudson, Ed Hamilton. I mean, Adewale Troutman, who used to be in Louisville.
Health director.
That's right. I'm still trying to get to where you all are and
But
your
here-
understanding of the world
But
and
here's
what
the
your
thing,
contributions are.
is that people can teach when there's a student that wants to hear.
Right.
So as much as you got from those people, you showed them something to say, I think you have something to say to teach me.
Right, right.
And we spend a lot of time invested in people who are not interested in the
Right.
story. So I'm saying that to be as young as you are and to really be an iconic figure.
Oh.
And I mean iconic as a young woman, but showing other girls the way.
Right.
I mean, and breaking it down and saying, if I'm doing this,
Yes,
you can do this.
absolutely.
And it's not the doing this, it is the homework.
That's right.
It is the
the
reading.
homework.
It is the studying. It is what Miss Alice and those people back
right.
in Portland, I can't get past Miss
That's all right.
Alice.
I know Miss Alice.
Miss Alice, the people, your mom and your dad.
Yeah.
And Whoopi did something the other day, and she took her children and grandchildren to experience Christmas in New York as she experienced it as a kid.
That's awesome.
She grew up in the projects,
Right.
but her mother took her to see the Rockettes.
Right.
Her mother took her to see all of the things that were available so she could see beyond.
That's right.
And you said seeing beyond. When you talk to the babies, when you talk to the young people, how do you get them to see beyond? Because there come a time when you may move off the stage.
Right, yes.
And the question becomes, who are you bringing?
That's
who are you
right.
raising up behind
That's right.
you?
Well, and so I've got a young mentee right now who this girl, Dakara Sweat, is going to set the world on fire. Now, she lives on 6th Street, and in the part of town that we talk about sometimes on the news, but there is and that's, I shouldn't even say but.
But, yeah.
And, I have to watch you have to watch our language.
Yeah.
First of all, we have to watch our language.
Right.
There is no but. And
mm-hmm.
She is comfortable in her own skin at 17, 18 years old, can talk to anybody in a room, impressed our founder of KET, his wife, is the one who connected me to her because she had to introduce her at some banquet, and she did it flawlessly. And she just needs a little bit more practice. She just needs a little bit more exposure. Don't you know? So I took Dakara, we had a nice little dinner, and I said, I've got this show coming up about workforce development and about how K through 12 is creating these career pathways. And Frederick Douglass, where she attends, a new high school, they have these academies set up that help kids kind of get focused on their future goals beyond high school. And she's in one that's like culinary psychology. Never heard of that. It's all about emotional eating, not emotional eating, but learning how to train your brain during your emotional spells, right? I'm like, I don't know what that is. Sounds good. She's telling me all about this over some noodles. And I said, Dakara, call her Day Day, why don't you come and be on this television show? We're taping it in front of a live audience. I said, I already have one kid that's going to be in a video, but I want you standing next to me and tell your story. What? Really?
On television?
On television? You know who else was in that room, Betty? The now Commissioner of Education, Wayne Lewis. The now President of the Council on Post-Secondary Education, Aaron Thompson. Derek Ramsey, who was the Secretary of the Cabinet for Education. They were all in the room. And they could not wait to get to her after the show was over. And I said to one of my friends, that's what exposure does. And even Commissioner Lewis says, I want to keep in contact with you. Come to find out, the woman who runs the Early Childhood Development Office for the governor knew Day from Head Start and said, oh my gosh, I haven't seen her since she was 4 or 5 years old. And I said, well, look at her now. Our kids are brilliant little pots of clay, molded just uniquely by the master. Everything they have, every crack, every whatever, every bright spot is divinely created. And if we just take the time, it doesn't have to be a whole classroom of them, although I like that, but I wanted one person that I could watch mature.
And somebody watched you.
Right, and somebody watched me, and somebody poured into me and gave me opportunities. So I have a lunch date with Day, next week, because I want to keep, first of all, you want to keep them on track. They get to be seniors. They get senioritis. They don't do, okay, Day, have you done this? And she's on it. I've already applied for this scholarship, that scholarship. She already got some scholarship money the other week. She's on it. And so she has the discipline. As a model for her, I have to show her I'm disciplined too. You don't hang around riffraff, when you want to be the yacht, right? So come on now. So I need to model for her the preparation.
Well,
we have an obligation to do that.
You said something about not having children.
Yeah.
And I don't have biological children.
Right.
And my mother said to me, never resent or envy the ones that do, your sisters. You will have many children.
Right, that's right.
And because you don't have children, you have the time.
Right.
Because you can get so focused on your own children.
That's right.
Till you don't see other people's children.
That's right. That's right.
So God has a place.
Yes.
For these. And this is why you are iconic at a young age. And the idea that you don't even know who's watching you.
Right.
And who'll come up to you and say, Renee, I saw that interview in the Hall of Fame. And one of our joys in doing these interviews is getting the depth, because people see you in your glory, but they don't know your story.
Ain't that the truth?
So we want your story.
Right.
We want your story to say, look, this is where I come from.
That's right.
And it wasn't
up from
about
some dirt.
Exactly. Up, as Booker T. Washington, up from slavery.
Right.
That kind of thing.